Hello everyone, this is the continuation of the previous topics. So from the previous two video classes we are studying the network analysis. Okay, so today we are going to see the some terms which will used in the network analysis. Okay, so first one is the node, as other common definitions used in a network analysis. So in that first one is the node. So node is nothing but it represents the starting and ending of an activity. Okay, so if I say by taking the example, if this is the this circular shape is represented as a node, and for this activity means delivery of material, so this for the delivery of material, so starting point of is 1 and finishing point is 3. Okay, so node is nothing but it represents the starting and finishing of an activity. Okay, next come to the next one is the branch or arc. So it represents the actual activity which consumes some kind of resource. Branch and arc or arrow you can say here. So some graphical representation we are using to represent the activities. So this arrow we can say at that arch or branch or arrow. Okay, so we are going to represent it by some activities. So activity is nothing but which consume some resource. Okay, next one is the duration. Duration is nothing but the time required to complete the activity. Okay, and it is denoted by D. So duration we are going to represent here. So here listen, here I am explaining by taking only one activity here. So activity delivery material. So it delivering material is the 1 hour activity. So how many days required? 2 days. So 2 here it is the duration of that particular activity. Understand? So duration we are going to represent capital D. So here specifically they have mentioned 2 days required. So that's why we are writing here 2 days. Okay, so duration. Next coming to the network. So network consists of a node and arrows are the graphical representation of activities showing logical dependence between them. So this whole show means this whole combination we are going to say it as a network, means it is a combination of arrows and node. Okay, so here one node is there, here arrows are there. Okay, so this combination of arrows and node and which shows the interdependency between each other or which is represented by logical way. Okay, so that will be our network analysis. Then coming to the critical, so critical I will say here only. So these activities lying on the critical path. If after the calculation we are come to know that which are all are the critical activities. So in this figure only we need to find out the critical activity, and those critical activity we are going to represent by using the double arrow or thick arrow. Okay, so that will be my critical activity. Critical activity is nothing but the difference between the starting time and finishing time should be 0. Okay, so those value the 0 value which having the activities, those activities we are considered it as a critical activity. Next come to the total project time. Total project time is nothing but it is the sum of the duration of all activities falling within the critical path. Means total duration, if suppose my critical time is my critical path is in this way, in the straight way or in this way also, it may be happen in any way. Okay, I am taking one example only. So my critical path is in this way, then total duration of time will be 3 plus 2 5 will be my total duration of the my project. Like that means we need to count the duration or time who are falling in the critical activity. Okay, so for those duration we are going to consider it as a total duration of the project. Next coming to the earliest start. So earliest start is nothing but the activity which can start early. Okay, that will be earliest start, and earliest to finish the activity which can be finished as early as possible. So here one formula is there to find out the earliest finishing time. So earliest finishing time is nothing but earliest start time plus duration. Okay, so here it is the earliest finish time, earliest start time and earliest finish time. Next come to the latest start. So this is the latest time that an activity may be start without delaying the completion of the project. We can delay or we can start our activity by late by some amount of taking the extra time, but that extra time should not affect the completion of the project. Okay, so that will be our latest start time. So latest start time we are going to calculate by using the latest finishing time minus duration of the activity. Next coming to the latest finishing time. This is the latest time in which an activity can be finished or completed without delaying the completion of the project. Okay, so we need to finish our work by taking extra time, but that extra time should not be affect the whole project. In the latest start time, we can start our activity by taking extra time. Here in the finish, we can finish our activity by taking extra time, but whatever the extra time we are taking, that should not be affect the completion of the project. Okay, so here formula is there. Latest finishing time, for latest finishing time equals latest start time plus duration of the project. Okay, then coming to the total float, so it is the amount of time that start or finish of an activity can be delayed without delaying the completion of the project. Okay, start or finishing we can delay, but without delaying the total duration or completion of the project. So total float equals, it's a latest finishing time minus earliest finishing time, or total float equals latest start time minus earliest start time. Okay, then coming to the free float, it is the amount of time that the finish of an activity can be delayed without delaying the earliest start time of the following activity. We can delay the activity, but which activity we can delay? The earliest starting time activity can be delayed. Okay, so that should not be affect the whole project duration. So this formula to find out the free float will be earliest start time minus earliest finishing time. Okay, next one, coming to this is the next type of network, how we are going to represent the network. So this is the activity on arrow network. This is activity on arrow network, means it indicate activity are represent by using arrow, means activity you are representing on arrow, and nodes are we are using to represent starting and finishing up this particular activity. So this kind of activity we are going to say it as a activity on arrow. Understand? Means we are representing activity on arrow. So here on the arrow we are representing activity, and below arrow we are representing duration. Here node, this node or event we can say it. So this is node or event, we are using only starting and finishing up an activity. Next, coming to the activity on node. This is the example of activity on node. Okay, so here we are representing the activity inside the node, and we are using the arrow for the connectivity purpose only here. But in the activity on arrow, we are representing activity on the arrow, and node we are using for the connectivity purpose. Okay, so here that it's a little bit different, means the difference is there in between two type of network diagram. One is activity on arrow. So arrow, activity on arrow means activity representing on arrow, and node are using to connect the 1 and 2 activity. And in this activity on node, we are representing activity on node. So these are the node. Okay, so inside the node we are representing the activity, and this arrow we are using for the connecting 1 and 2 activities. Okay, so description, activity duration and activity number. Means this is my activity first, and description, what is that activity? Clear site, and how many days required? 2 days required. And this is my activity second, what is the activity name? Cutting and filling of the earthwork. How many days required? 5. Like that the activity number is representing, and activity description and activity duration. Okay, so this completes the first module. So I will start second module tomorrow onwards.